In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how we write outreach scripts that's able to book over 100 meetings every single month. And this is what we do for our own agency personally, but also for over 20 to 30, 6, 7, and 8-figure marketing agency clients that work with us right now. And these scripts have genuinely contributed to generating millions and millions over the years that we've been using this. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 6 principles that you need to have in place. And it's going to be the step-by-step manner so you can just follow along and implement it yourself. But also, at the end of this video, I'm going to walk you through some specific examples of scripts that we've ran in the past that's actually been able to generate over 100 meetings every single month each that you can genuinely just copy and paste into your business right now. So if you don't know who I am, my name's Ethan Welby. I'm the founder of Agency Growth Partner, and what we do is we build done-for-you client acquisition systems for other marketing agencies so that they can book more meetings, sign more clients, and scale up their revenue. So step 1, the first thing that we need if we're looking to write an outreach script is decide who our target is. The mistake that most people make is they make their messaging, their scripting way too broad. So for example, we help marketing agencies and we help them to sign more clients. Now, if I said, hey, we'll help you grow your business, right? If I was saying this to marketing agencies, it wouldn't sound as appealing as if I said, hey, we'll help you book 100 qualified meetings with decision makers every single month, help you convert at least 50% of them into clients, and help you generate an extra $50,000 to $100,000 per month within around 6 to 9 months. Right? This is a lot more appealing than saying, hey, we'll grow your business, because it's specific. So the first thing that we need is to define the target. We need to make it specific so that we can say the things that they want to hear. So like I was saying, to make it effective, we need to make it specific. So step 1, the first thing that you're going to do is pick your target and then pick the sub niche of your target. Okay. So for us, we help marketing agencies. Our sub niche is that we only help marketing agencies between a certain revenue standpoint. So only marketing agencies doing at least 50,000 and at most around 500,000 per month. And the reason we do this is because our messaging will stand out to these people. So another example is if you're helping e-com brands. For example, you could help e-com brands, but the sub niche will be fashion e-com brands. And by doing this, you can make messaging that's specific to the people you're speaking to, because fashion brands, for example, will have different problems and different desires to supplement brands, let's say. So step 1, what you're going to do is pick your niche and then pick the sub niche of that. And this sub niche can be based off of revenue. It can be based off of the niche in itself, like going for fashion instead of supplements. It could be based off demographic. So make sure you do this, pick your target, and then go to the next step. So now that we have the target, we understand who we're actually speaking to. Now, the first step in creating the script in itself is determining what is your offer. So to be clear, your offer is not the service. Your offer is not Facebook ads. Your offer is not TikTok ads. Your offer is how the service looks to the market. So for example, with our business now, I don't say, hey, we help you set up domains and send emails and do all these other tech stuff. I say, hey, we're going to help you sign clients. We're going to help you generate revenue, right? That is the offer. And obviously we make it more specific. We talk about the details, things like that. But you need to understand that the offer is not what you do, it's how what you do looks. So when writing the script, the offer is going to be the claim that we're making, right? Why should someone actually open the email? Why should they get the next steps? Why should they book a meeting? This is going to be the offer. So what I'm going to do at the end of the video, I'm going to show you how we're going to piece every single one of these components together. But now the first thing we need to do is create the offer. Now, the offer, like I said, is purely the outcome. And if you want more information on this, there's a great book by Alex Hormozi called $100 Million Offers. I'd highly recommend checking that out. But the offer simply is going to be a paragraph explaining what you do and why someone should work with you. Now, for example, our offer is we help marketing agencies increase their revenue by around 50 to 100K per month within around 6 to 9 months on a pay on results basis, right? That is the offer. That's going to be the first component of what we say in the script. So in your case, again, you can read that book. I'd highly recommend it. I also have a video explaining exactly how to do that. I'll link that as well. But the short framework as to how to build an offer is firstly define what is the outcome of what you do, right? And make this outcome as specific to what they want as possible. So for marketing agencies, they want leads, right? They want bookings, but what they really want is clients. But what they really want is revenue in the door. So in your situation, if you can tie whatever you do to a clear revenue outcome, then you'll be much, much more likely for them to be interested because it's so aligned with what they want. Then the next thing you can add is a time frame, right? How long will it take to get this outcome? Then what you can do is add a guarantee so that how can you mitigate their risk to actually get this outcome? And again, the biggest thing that holds people back from doing this is because they think that every person that comes onto the call, they have to give this to them and they can't deliver on all of this. But in reality, the offer is just what's possible. So to be transparent, in our situation, we help marketing agencies increase their revenue by 50 to 100K per month. And this is done a lot of the time. But if someone doesn't qualify for what we do, then we can't make this claim to them. Because if they're just starting out, if they're at $0 a month and they don't know how to run a service, then we can't offer them 50 to 100K because they wouldn't know how to handle all of that. So again, the offer that you're making only applies to people who meet your criteria. So for example, this might be only brands making 7 figures, only brands that have certain things in place, like a great website, like case studies, all these other things. And you can say this on the call. So I want to keep this simple. Step 2 is create your offer. And what I'll do is I'll link a framework for doing this and a video on how to create it. But again, keep it simple. Determine your outcome, determine the time frame of this outcome, and then determine a guarantee that you can put in place to mitigate their risk if they qualify for what you do. Right, so now we figured out who we're targeting, we figured out what's your main offer, what's your main claim, and now we need to figure out what is your platform, right? Where are you actually gonna reach out to people? And honestly, most people obsess over this way too much. They think, should I message on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook? And in reality, it does not matter at all, right? And the only thing that matters is that they get the message. It doesn't matter how they get it, whether it's by a bird or a Facebook message. As long as they get it, it's perfectly fine. So what you can do is, based on who you're helping, determine where they are online. For example, gym owners are not on LinkedIn, right? But gym owners are on Facebook. So you would ideally go to Facebook. And another example, lawyers may not be, hanging out on Instagram all day, but they can be reached on LinkedIn. Now there's all these platforms, but honestly, the platform that's the most holistic, the most effective, because everyone has access to it, is email. And that's why for every single client that comes on with us, we start with email because we know that the people we reach out to are gonna get the message. So if you're just starting out with outbound, I'd recommend using email as your first platform, just because there's the highest likelihood of people getting the message. So step 3 of writing your outreach script is determine what your platform is. And just to recap, base the platform that you pick based on where your ideal target will be. And if you want to save yourself the research and all this testing, you can just use email because that's what we use. And that's where we can guarantee that people will actually receive our message. Right, so now we're on to the 4th component of what we need to write an outreach script that's able to book hundreds and hundreds of meetings every single month. And this is your case studies. Now, let me start by saying, if you're watching this and you don't have case studies, what you're gonna do is watch the video that I'm linking over here that explains how I signed my first clients without any sort of case studies. And what it involves is working on a performance basis until you get case studies so that you can leverage them in your outreach, right? So obviously if you don't have the case studies now, keep watching, but you won't be able to apply these straight away. But for everyone else who does have case studies, the way we're gonna use case studies is purely just to back up what we're saying in the offer. Because anyone can make an offer. Anyone can say they'll help you increase your revenue by $1 million a month, but only few people can back it up. So in saying that, the case studies that we have are going to be our point of differentiation. And simply put, it means this is what's going to allow us to stand out, right? The people that we've helped, the results that we've gotten, this is going to be how you're able to stand out from every single other agency offering the same service. So the most effective way to mention a case study is not to do what everyone else does, in that they talk about, this is the person we helped, this is their background, this is their life story, all these unnecessary details. The best way to mention a case study in an outreach script is to focus on the biggest outcomes, and this is usually a revenue amount, the niche that they're in, so what industry are they operating in, and what other problems did you solve for them, right? So keep in mind that this is going to be completely text-based because we're sending this in an outreach message. So the way we'd structure a case study is something similar to this. We helped a company in this industry to generate this outcome in this time frame while also solving these problems. Right, this is the framework for writing a case study. So in our example, we could say something like, we helped another marketing agency, Flax Lab, to generate an extra 120K within 90 days, while also solving the problems of booking meetings and client acquisition. Right, this is how you mention a case study. You don't need to send them to some website, you don't need to send them some PDF, you just need to mention it just like this. And if you remember from the start, the reason that I told you to choose a sub-niche for your targeting is that you can mention a specific case study to the sub-niche. So for example, if I had a fashion case study, let's say I helped Gucci to generate an extra $1 billion, and I reached out to another fashion brand, me mentioning Gucci, another fashion brand, is gonna make what I say so much more effective compared to if I'm reaching out to a chiropractor and I'm talking about how we help Gucci. Because there's so much affinity, there's so much similarity. So again, like we were saying at the start, we want it to be specific. So for example, if I'm reaching out to marketing agencies, I only want to talk about other marketing agencies. And a step further would be, if I'm only speaking to SEO agencies, I would only mention SEO case studies, right? So now you can see how effective the messaging can become if we just get super specific with who we're talking to and with what we're saying. And the best part is, if you have multiple case studies in the same niche, you can mention more than one in the actual script. So for example, if we said we helped Flax, but we also helped 5 other marketing agencies, we can mention their results as well. And it's just gonna make the offer even more effective because we're backing it up 5-6 times. So to recap step 4, what you're gonna do is figure out what your case studies are and then write them in the case study format so that you can use them in your outreach message. And once you do that, you can move on to the second last step, which is call to actions. Now, step 5 is call to actions, and all a call to action is asking for the next step. So for example, at the end of this video, if I say like, comment, and subscribe, that is a call to action. I'm asking you to do something based on what I said previously. So in the email, the call to action would be something like, would you be open to booking a time? Would you be open to some more information? Would you be open to something else? These are the call to actions. And this is the last part of the email. So the pure objective with the call to action is simply to sell the next step. And really understand this, because this is a massive mistake that I see most people making. They try to sell the entire service, the entire partnership, the 6 months just in the email alone. But that's not what we want to do. All we want to do is sell the next step. And in our case, the next step is getting more information and getting onto a call. So if that's the case, then we want to make the ask as small as humanly possible so that they can say yes and get to the next step as easily as possible. So the example I like to give for this one is, if you're speaking to someone and you say, would you absolutely love going to this place later? They'd be like, no, I wouldn't absolutely love going there. But if you say, would you be completely against going to this place? They'll be like, no, I wouldn't be against it. Then you can say, cool, okay, let's go. Because they're making that micro commitment. You just sold the next step. And what we did is we made the ask as low as possible. We asked, would you be against it versus would you absolutely love to? So we can do the same in our emails. Instead of saying, would you be open to signing up? We can say, would you be open to me sending some more information? And this is exactly what I'd recommend for you right now. Use more info as your call to actions in all your emails and all your outreach messages. This is what we do personally, and it's the most effective way to end an email, and we genuinely use it across every single client account and our own as well. So to recap call to actions, this one's very simple. All we want to do is start ending your messages with offering more information. And you can do this by saying something as simple as, mind if I send over some more information? And as soon as they say yes, I'm going to explain exactly what you're going to say to that yes so that you can get the meeting booked. So now you've reached the point where we know who we're targeting, we have an offer, we know what platform we're using, we know what case studies we're using to back up the offer, and we have our call to action. This is the entire script complete. The final step before I walk you through exactly how we can put all these pieces together is how to manage the replies. Because once you get a reply to your email, most people, they have no idea what to do. So I'm going to explain exactly what you can say and how you can systemize and templatize this entire process so that your entire inbox management, your reply system, can genuinely just be copy and paste every single time so that you could get genuinely a $3 an hour VA to do this entire process for you. So let me just start by saying what everyone else does. When they get a reply to the email, it's a positive reply, they get excited and someone asks them a question. So we said our script, they said, this sounds good, tell me some more about it. And then we start, typing this 12 paragraph essay, we send voice notes, we send all these looms and stuff, and they never book the meeting. And we wonder why they don't book in. Right? We sent them this YouTube video, we sent them our website, we sent them all this stuff, but now they're not booking. And the problem is, we're making it too difficult for them to take the next step. Because if they reply to us and we send this loom, and now they have to go to a different site, it has to load up, it takes 5 minutes, the internet's slow, they have to watch it, it's a 7-minute video, they get bored, they get a notification, they start clicking on different apps, the doorbell rings, and now they forgot about you. Because it's too many steps, it's too much friction. But what we do instead is we make it as easy as humanly possible, because we send the information that they want to hear in the email itself. So they don't have to leave anything, they can just do everything from one place. So the way we do this is with something called a mini pitch. And this is something I created a few years back, and it's been working extremely well for the past few years. And all it is a summary of your offer, your case studies, and another call to action. So for example, we send our script, someone asks for more information. All we're going to do is summarize what we spoke about before in the script and just add a little bit more information and say that if they want even more information, they can get onto a call where we can walk them through the entire process. And what I'll do is in the description, I'll link a framework and a guide on how you can create your own mini pitch, and all the other resources like the scripts and stuff, that'll be in there as well. And you can just click that, get access to it, and create your own. But the summary as to how you can make it is purely just to state your offer again with some more benefits, back it up with case studies, say how it would be better to explain this on a quick call, and then add a call to action to booking a time and then get them onto a call. It's really that simple. All right, so these are the 6 components that you need to create an outreach script that's able to book over 100 meetings every single month. And Genuinely, everything I mentioned here is all we use, and it's all that's needed to get the outcome. So rewatch this video as many times as it takes and use the resources that I'm gonna link below, because I promise you that if you use this, if you follow it and you send enough messages, I guarantee that you will book meetings and eventually sign clients from them. So the final component of this video is just giving you access to some of the winning scripts that we've personally used to book over 100 meetings for ourselves, but also for our marketing agency clients as well, that you can genuinely implement into your business today. So what I'll do is in the description, I'll link the resources. So everything from the mini pitch to the script frameworks to the exact scripts that's booked the meetings, so that you can get access applied straight away. And then again, if you have any questions, you can just let me know in the comments. And if you have any questions specific to the scripts or anything we spoke about today, just leave it in the comments. And if you want some more information about what we do in terms of building out done for you acquisition systems for the marketing agencies, you can just check the link in the description.